Well, it seems like we're always getting alerts on updating our computers. This update, that update.
I get so
Lots of
confused.
updates.
In this week's Compute This, the updates that are good for the health of your computer and how you can keep current on them.
Welcome back, the owner of Schrock Innovations, Thor Schrock.
Hello,
Thanks
Mr.
for having me,
Schrock.
guys.
Which updates do we? Some of these updates happen automatically.
Yes.
Some of them we have to do. How do you know which ones are which?
All right, well, first of all, we got to start with the cool story, right? All right, everybody likes a good spy story.
Yeah. This
So-
is Tom Clancy.
Yeah, this is good stuff. So, okay, Microsoft created a program because when not like a computer program, but an organizational program where people who find vulnerabilities in the Windows operating system can report them to Microsoft, and then Microsoft can turn around and have their people go through and confirm the vulnerability, test it, sure enough, it's real, create a patch, and that's all these patches that you get on Patch Tuesday from Microsoft, which was
Are they
this previous
Tuesdays?
Tuesday. They do one Tuesday every month now.
Oh, they do,
And it was
okay.
this last Tuesday. So if you noticed your computer restarted by itself, that's because it was Patch Tuesday and it downloaded all these patches overnight and rebooted. Well, what ended up happening is this gal found a vulnerability, and when she reported it to Microsoft, you know, these people who report these things don't get anything. They don't get paid money. I mean, they just get the credit for being discovered, so they guard that credit. So she changed a couple of the variable names to different words. I mean, it wouldn't change the vulnerability, it just kind of marked the work as hers so that if she ever saw it somewhere else, she'd be able to recognize it. So she hands it into Microsoft, and Microsoft confirms the vulnerability and starts their team working on cracking it. They have to, of course, you know, she didn't make a virus or anything, so the Microsoft people made a virus to test to see if it would work. Sure enough, it did. So then they created the patch and had it scheduled for release on Patch Tuesday, last Tuesday. A week before that, all of a sudden, her work shows up on a Chinese language website on vulnerabilities on Microsoft Windows that hackers can exploit. And so, okay, let's do the Tom Clancy thing here. Either
Right.
she leaked it to the Chinese language website,
Or they had an
Microsoft has
insider.
a mole.
Yeah, right.
And so, okay, well, she noticed it was there too, and she's like, well, hey, this, you know, I didn't put
There's
this
a
here.
mole,
But sure enough,
right?
not only was her work there, but the virus that Microsoft created as a test was also leaked with it.
So there's somebody inside Microsoft that's releasing
There's a mole in
info.
Microsoft's patching division. So it's really important you install the patches because even
Isn't that
before
wild?
you get the patches, it's possible you could have vulnerabilities being.
So she turned that vulnerability into Microsoft. If that vulnerability gets out to other people who are looking to do harm, that's where it can be an issue.
Yeah, but we call them vulnerabilities, but what they are is it's a backdoor into your computer that's not covered by your antivirus. And so if this did get out a week before the patch got out, and hackers did use it to infiltrate people's computers. Now, so that's one set of updates, your Windows updates. You know, you can't really do anything about these vulnerabilities, just install the updates when they're there, the Windows updates.
And some of them, as Mike was saying, happen automatically, but then some of them don't.
Right, you have your Windows updates, and then you have all these third-party updates, like Adobe Flash. You've got your Adobe Reader, you've got the Firefox browser, Google Chrome, all these different things that all update. Sometimes they have their own updater program. A lot of people are running like a dozen updater programs and they don't even know it. So that's why we created Secure Updater, and it's a program that you run on your computer that keeps all the third-party stuff up to date. So a lot of people look at this and say, I don't think I really need that. Well, last week they probably don't know that depending on how you want to count the updates, because there's 64 and 32-bit versions of both updates, there was 7 to 9 updates last week for your computer that were not Windows updates. There
So
was
third-party updates.
Yeah, third-party updates. Adobe Reader, Adobe Flash, Firefox, iTunes, Skype. They all had updates last week.
So it's one of those you don't know you need it, but you do in order to keep current on your computer and keep it from.
Well, see, Microsoft
being
has all this
vulnerable.
money to have these programs made and everything to try to harden Windows. And if you think about it like a criminal, are you going to go attack the bank on the corner, or are you going to go knock off the convenience store because it's a little easier? Well, knocking off Windows is really hard to do because it's hardened. If you can instead attack somebody's computer through their Adobe Flash player, might be a little easier to get in that way, and the objective is to infect your computer and have its way with your computer, and if they can accomplish that goal, they'll do that. So by keeping everything up to date, you keep all the unwanted people out.
So that Secure Updater, that's what that does. Keeps
Yes.
those third-party updates
The bad guys.
controlled. Keeps that controlled. How do people get that?
Well, sure. What we did for a limited time here, we've got a free trial because of all the updates that came out last week. If you go to secureupdater.com, secureupdater.com, no spaces, you can download the free Secure Updater trial program. It's a 15-day trial. It'll go through your whole computer, find all the programs that are supported. There are 12 different programs that are supported, and it will update all of them that need to be updated, and then for the next 2 weeks, it will keep them updated.
So this is the website.
Yep, secureupdater.com. It'll go through,
Just
like
click
just
the
click
blue
the little
button?
blue button, and you'll see a little download thing comes up. Now, if you're going to install this, just a little heads up. Our package has been approved by Symantec and all the other antivirus companies. For some reason, the Microsoft Internet Explorer browser says this could harm your computer. It's not going to harm your computer. Click on Actions, click on Install anyway, and it'll go in.
These are for PC-based computers.
Yeah,
correct?
this is not for Mac. This is for PC. There was a brand new virus for Mac last week, too. They do get viruses. And there's a brand new one.
Mike's one of those Mac guys. We could do our own commercial PC. All right, so the trial only lasts so long.
Sure.
After that, you want to continue, obviously.
Yeah, if you want to
What's the
continue
cost?
it, the first year is $49.99, and then after that you get a special renewal discount. It's only $25 a year to renew it. It's basically $2 a month to keep your computer up to date. My wife, the lovely Kimberly, you know, they say that the shoemaker's kids go barefoot, you know, sometimes. Well, she has Secure Updater on her laptop. She installed the trial because I'm like, you got to put this on your computer and try it. So she installs it and she tries it. And it expired, and I'm supposed to get it renewed. I keep forgetting. And sure enough, the other day, her Norton pops up and says, we found and removed a virus from your computer, a Trojan virus. And she's like, how did I get a Trojan virus? I've got Norton 360. That's the best security money can buy. What's going on? Well, sure enough, she got the name and did a Google search. Sure enough, it came in through a vulnerability in Adobe Flash Player from an unpatched Flash Player.
Got it.
So you make sure you up those.
I was in the
update those
doghouse
Even this
all
guy.
Right, you're in
weekend
trouble.
Even
long.
well, it makes the rest of us feel like not as big of a loser when we do it too.
I know. Schrock Innovations, 3 locations. This is Village Point. You also have one south of town and in Lincoln. Right there in Papillion is the one
Yeah,
we're talking about. south of town.
SchrockInnovations.com is the website. SecureUpdater.com is the site we were just looking at if you're interested
Free
in
trial.
getting those updates.
It's free. Do it. It's
Thank
easy.
you,
Yeah.
Thor. Good to see you.
Hey,
Good to
thanks,
see you.
guys.
Happy
Appreciate
Monday,
it.
Thor. Still ahead, a look at 2 upcoming community events.
And was Comedy King at the box office this weekend. We'll get a look at results after the break.